Hello, beautiful people. In my Tirza Tarot Tuesday video earlier, I did announce that I was going to make another video and that I had something to tell you. Let me start with a little story because you know me, I'm a storyteller, and you need to kind of have the background to understand it all, how that came about. So, I've been talking to my absolutely lovely, wise, wonderful, sweet, brilliant friend, Asa Nilsson. You can find her. So I'm going to put the link to her channel in the info box as well. It's more moss to the people. That's her thing. She's got a podcast, mainly weekly, but obviously sometimes she isn't able to record something because she has other things to do. Like Jet said, around the world, and do Swedish death cleaning for people or with people, really. It's not something like you go, I'll do. It's an absolutely beautiful process, and she does it with people, clients all over the world. So she's doing that at the moment as well, by the way. And yeah, anyway, you can check her out if you're interested in that. It's nothing morbid. It's really wonderful what she's doing. So check her out, see what that's all about. And she's got lots of different wonderful people on her channel as well, very often, doing interviews and things and letting them talk about their own past, how they developed into the people that they are today, how they decided to live more authentically and be themselves and all that, and very often also with a career change involved. Anyway, so you can tell I love that woman for so many reasons. So we were talking and we were having a catch up, and we were talking on Zoom and or Messenger, I don't know. Anyway, on camera, we had a great chat and whatever. And I don't even know, like in the whole time we've been talking about this, I think it was a 3.5 hours, we're just chatting away, and it was so cool. About anything and everything. And for some reason, we got into talking about past lives, past life regression, and that. And then I said, I talked about my experiences about that, my personal ones, like with my own, doing my own regressions and that, or having somebody guide me. I've done both, and so she said, can you do that as well, like with other people? And I said, yeah, I've done it in the past. And the thing is, when my children were younger, my middle one, she was, she's like the most social person in the world. She always had lots and lots of people. He had, her friends to play. The mums came, we had a coffee, we had a chat and whatever. So there was one mom that was into spirituality as well. So we talked a little bit about that. And she said, oh, I've recently done a past life regression. I said, yeah, I've done a few as well. Back in the days in London and my body spirit exhibitions and things like that. And, I've done my own privately as well. And so we like going to and fro. And then we talked about what kind of would interest me to explore next. And she said, well, I can talk you through it, kind of thing. So we did that, and it was quite cool. Obviously at the time there wasn't Zoom to record anything. And then kind of the kitties got in the middle and whatever. But anyway, I managed to write down everything I needed to remember, and writing things down also helps me. That's how I learn, to retain information in my head so I don't forget. And then I don't know, I've talked to other moms about it and friends and whatever, and quite a few also said, oh, can you do that with me as well? So yeah, I did. I did. And then I don't know, my middle one kind of, grew up and she was always outside with her friends, and then she moved out, left home, and my younger, my older one was gone first, obviously, and my youngest hardly ever has friends home on a good day or on a good year, kind of thing. She's got a best friend, and she said, well, it's enough I see her every day at school. I don't need to, like, sometimes they go after school, have an ice cream or whatever, just go to a shop to get some stuff for school and just hang for a little bit. And then, everybody goes to their own homes, kind of thing. But so, this house became from like a social hub center kind of thing to very quiet. Then, of course, the burnout came, COVID came, lockdown came, and all that. So, yeah, it's been really quiet here. So I've forgotten all about that. Okay. I just totally forgotten about this. That I used to do that with people quite often. And just for fun, I didn't even charge anybody for it. I was, just doing it because, you do that for your friends kind of thing. Um, and that time I didn't have a business either. So, it was more like a hobby. Oh yeah, let's do that, And the other moms would do something else in return. It was kind of like a friendly service exchange, I guess. So it was like, a little thing, but local, just here at home. But by then, I've only ever had very positive feedback about that. And I did read a few books in the past about past life regression, also that people became very emotional and or scared or something when they remembered something. Um, but in all my personal experience, on my own or doing it with somebody else, it has never happened. So, and I don't know anybody personally who told me that this happened, but I did read about it in a couple of books that, people who've done that for years professionally, like all the time. I guess there's always somebody who's maybe, not different, has a different experience kind of thing, not in a bad way, but just saying that it doesn't seem to be a common occurrence, in my perspective. So anyway, so Asa said, can you do that with me online? Well, because she's in Sweden, I'm in Germany. We can't just say, oh yeah, I'm gonna come over for coffee and then we'll do it. Okay, then I go back home again. It's a bit far for that. So I was like, yeah, just bearing that in mind, and because I'm not physically there to like take somebody in my arms and cuddle them, and just in case. Then I thought, let's do it when your husband is at home, and you can call him and give you a cuddle or something, just in case, just to be on the safe side. And she said, yeah, I don't think that's going to be a problem or anything. I said, I don't either, but I've never done it online, so let's try it. So we did, and it was absolutely amazing. She didn't freak out either. Just to say that. It was absolutely amazing. I loved it. She loved it, and she will write me something about it that I can put on the website as well. But as she's traveling at the moment, I'm still waiting for that. So when you see this video, she probably hasn't done that yet, and there's just a big X with a name underneath, like a placeholder for what she's going to write. If you watch the video a bit later, it'll probably be there. Anyway, so it went totally well. She said she felt really safe the whole time. She loved the way I guided her, the way I used my voice. It felt really reassuring, intuitive. She loved what I said, what I asked, when I did. Um, you know, Obviously I had a whole catalog of questions, as you do with a guinea pig, a pig, a lab rat, whatever you want to call it. Um, So yeah, it went really, really well. I did put that disclaimer on the website. Now, as I'm offering that now, starting to offer it, as a service provision. I'm having an introductory price, which is only 199 euros, which is quite cheap, actually. But I will do that for the time being because it's the beginning, and I just want to get the feel of it, some feedback from people on things. See, what they think, if they have any kind of constructive criticism, or if they say, that was really cool. So let me just walk you through how I do that. So first we're going to do grounding exercise, because when you do spiritual work, you can get a bit unstable and floaty if you're not grounded. Okay, that's a problem I used to have in the past, because that happens really easily with me. I used to have weaker lower chakras, so I wasn't very grounded, to start with, and then when you're doing very high spiritual, intense things, activities, then kind of can feel a little bit unbalanced. So then I learned how important grounding is. So that's what we're starting with. We're doing like a visualization with grounding, and then we're doing a guided meditation that will lead you into the underworld, your own inner subconscious, your intuition, and it's a maze meditation. So you kind of go underground, and there are like different doors and things, that you can choose from, and depending on the question you have, depending on what you want to find out, or if you just want to do it for fun, just anything, sometimes it's like you might want to ask, have my partner and myself been, do we have a karmic connection? Have we had close connections in past life, or several ones, or whatever, things like that, or anything really, or do I have some kind of karmic blockages about my relationship with money and whatever, so obviously you can do an Akashic record reading and have it done for you, and somebody will access that and tell you about it. That's one thing, but some people would like to experience it themselves, and there are different techniques to guide you as well, or even to do it yourself. For the beginning, I would always say, have somebody with you who's done that before. It's safer, definitely. And obviously, when you're doing it online and you have any kind of doubts or feel a bit insecure, you want somebody there, even if you don't want them to hear what's going on, they can wait in the next room until you're ready, or call them in case of need, so that would be, just a safety measure. For me, it's always great to have somebody afterwards really going like, oh, what happened? Like your best friend or something that you can talk the whole thing through with. Because very often it's exciting, the new information you've got, and you want to I need to share that with somebody and talk it through it, and what do you think about it, and so on, so we're doing that, and while you're under, you're totally in control anytime. You can come out anytime. You'll be relaxed, in a very relaxed state. You'll be talking as well, obviously, I'm asking questions, you answer, you give me some descriptions, what you see, what you feel, that kind of thing, and I will, guide the experience a bit, and I'll give you a safe, energetic, and emotional container where you're safe, nothing can happen to you. And from my own experience, the way I always experience when I do regression myself, it's always from an observer's point of view, even if you're in the body of that past life person. Okay, you observe what you're doing. You can also go out of it and have kind of a bird's eye perspective. You can, like, basically like a ghost, your spirit. You can fly around however you like, because you are not bound to that body, obviously. So you can take any perspective you like, and you don't just see things or have physical sensations, and they're different as well. Like also, she smelled things, which I tend not to. I just see, observe, and also I pick up on the feelings, emotions of people, that I'm, from my past life. So but it's kind of, it's from an observer point of view. It's kind of, I feel the emotions, but they don't feel like myself, my own. Okay, till like as Tirza, but that person I used to be in a previous lifetime. So that's basically, how I experience it. Everybody is a little bit different, and also, the things that you tend to um, be stronger in your class, your psyche. As I said, I might not smell things, might like have more physical sensations or hear things. It's all different, and it's all okay. So if you have somebody who can guide you, it's been like through doing that a few times, quite a few times in my perspective. But as somebody who's used to working with different people, and going into different reactions, and see where that person has, that you're guiding, has, their senses, kind of thing, with their perception, and what they observe the most, and where you can guide them to get more insight, more clarity. Or when you come to a point and say, okay, there's not going to much happen after that, in terms of to the question you asked, the thing that you wanted to find out. So you might want to move on to a new lifetime now, kind of thing. So, depends on, also sometimes you have a shorter scene from a lifetime, and then you might change to another one, or you might go through years of your life, of a former life, really. That can be different from case to case, but what I usually do is like 1.5 hours, give or take. I'm not going to time it on the clock and just cut you off or something. I do see that we do that, and if there's still, if you still have a lot of time, and say, okay, for this lifetime, that's enough for this question, this information you're seeking. Why don't we? Do you want to go to another one now? So I will always ask, and it's always up to you. You make the decision, okay? And then we move on. And then, we'll see. But I think also that's like 90 minutes, give or take, is usually a good time to cap it as well, because otherwise it can be a bit overwhelming. Like afterwards, you might feel too drained or something, especially if you're not used to doing psychic work. So then I will guide you very gently out of it again. And yeah, the best thing is to be very comfortable, have a blanket as well, because you'll be like in a state where you don't move really. You will be, where you have to be comfortable, because, if you're 1.5 hours in that kind of position, you have to be comfortable, and also, feel relaxed, so you can really access everything inside you, and not concentrating like, I don't like sitting like this anymore, and things. So it's good to do it on the couch, on the bed. Have a blanket as well, because your heart rate will go down a bit, and that will also mean that your body temperature drops, just like when you're sleeping, obviously. Meditation works more or less the same in that way. So I find it also gives you kind of like a cuddly, safe, secure feeling, back to the womb kind of thing. You can put candles there if you feel like it. Just make sure nothing burns. And again, obviously, You can have crystals. I don't know, something that smells good to you that helps you kind of relax, you know. Some people have like essential oil, some use just dried flowers, maybe lavender or something, and which I love to do actually. And yeah, and then you're ready to go. Whatever feels good to you, and you might just want to have, I don't know, some tissues and water, you know, just to be on the safe side, and something you can snack right after, maybe, because sometimes when you come out, you're really hungry. That might make you hungry, and then it's also good for grounding. So if you have something to snack on, that's a good thing. You know, we just have a little chat about whatever kind of questions you still might have, or you know, what we want to say, me or you, and clarify on or something. And yeah, that's really it. And it's usually, well, in my case, always, it has always been a very positive experience, and very nice, very, yeah, it's a big heart connection as well. Okay, so when you do that type of work, you know, you have to open your heart to your client. The client has to trust you, open their hearts to be able to do that kind of work. So that is really, it's a really fulfilling and beautiful experience. Yeah, so that's what I'm offering now, as well as you know, I'm going to put the link below my on my website, my services page, and then also you know, the tarot readings, obviously, for half or 1 hour. I've got my signature reading, which is the Goddess Empowerment reading, which is more in depth about, was more about, you know, inner work, psychological, rather than just outer stuff, you know. So if you just want to explore your options at your work, that might be something more for like an ordinary tarot reading, rather than really going deep down. If you want to work with archetypes and, you know, do self-development and things, that would be good for the like, you know, dream work, things like that. If you want to explore that more, that kind of stuff, that is more of a, you know, goddess empowerment reading type of thing. So yeah, and I've got Reiki healing. I'm a Uzi, sorry, Uzui Reiki master. And the founder of Goddess Reiki. So, which means I've channeled some symbols I've been given by various goddesses to do Reiki with. I'll do a separate video on that one as well. But anyway, this one was about past life regression. That's what I've got at the moment, and I'm working on goddess courses to self-study online. Okay, and there's probably more coming, but I'm a one-woman band, so one after the other. Okay. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, and yeah, hope it made you curious. So if you want the special introductory price, going to be up for about, you know, I don't know, I'll have to see when I feel like, you know, I've gathered enough feedback information, then I'll probably put the price up, so you might want to book that now. Anyway, so much love, and I'll see you soon. Bye. Yeah.